Hi, this is Michael Butler, Artistic Director of Center Rep. I'm here in our rehearsal hall because we're in the middle of rehearsals for The Devil's Music, The Life and Blues of Bessie Smith. Very exciting project. And I'm here with our director, Daryl V. Jones, and our star, Katrina Lauren McGraw. Welcome to you both.
Hello.
Hi. So, Katrina, I'm going to ask you about Bessie Smith and who she was, but I want to first start with you, Daryl, and just ask you to talk a little bit about Bessie Smith's legacy, you know, her impact on those who came after her, not only through the 20th century, but maybe even up to today, musicians and performers, if that's true. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, certainly, she had a huge impact, not only on African American female artists that came after her, but on jazz and blues music itself. Bessie was one of the first African American females to take blues music to the public, and one of the first to be recorded. And her first record sold 780,000 copies.
Huge.
Which was huge back then.
That's
And this is in a time, there was no internet or anything like that.
Right.
So for that many records to get out is huge.
Yeah.
But also, Bessie was a woman who lived her authentic life. She lived as her authentic self, where some other artists at that time sort of tried to please white audiences and they adapted their sound as time moved on. Bessie held true to the music that she did. She held true to her roots as an African American woman. She kind of pioneered the idea of owning your blackness and owning your bigness and being proud of that. And she owned her sexuality as well. So Bessie was with men and with women, and she didn't really shy away from that. So and I like to think that Bessie paved the way for other strong-minded, independent African-American artists that came after her and who always held true to their blackness. Women like Lena Horne, Tina Turner, Diane Carroll, Oprah Winfrey, and these days, Queen Latifah, Janelle Monáe, and Lizzo.
Yeah.
Lizzo, to me, it's like the embodiment of Bessie Smith. Full-bodied woman, just doing, and full of her sexuality, too, and just giving it to us proudly.
Wow, that's great. I mean, that's a lot to start up and have carry on after you. So, Katrina, I mean, very complex person you're playing.
Yes.
And, what have you learned, or what surprised you, or just give us a kind of snapshot of your Bessie Smith.
Yeah, I mean, Daryl covered a lot of who she was for the most part, and just finding those things. As we're even going through rehearsal, Daryl will be like, "You are Bessie Smith," and I think that there are a lot of similarities with me as an actor. Definitely, my career, I've done a lot of pushing. I've done a lot of saying no to certain things and saying yes to other things to propel my career, and that's definitely something that Bessie did, and I love that similarity is there.
So she kind of paved the way for you,
She
too.
paved the way for me too, yeah,
All right.
Meteor List. But yes, just doing, we both were reading the same book about her, learning a lot of things just about her life and growing up, and she really fought hard to be where she was, and I'm thankful that she did it, and we wouldn't be where, we really wouldn't be where we are musically or anywhere without what she did.
Yeah, and this is a play with music. I mean, it's, you're playing Bessie Smith, but there's a 4-piece band on stage. As you can see, we have a drummer, we got a keyboard player, a bassist, and a saxophone player. And we're doing all of her great hits and then some, a lot of music and songs in it.
Yeah.
Daryl, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, well, I want to touch on that.
Yeah.
The one song that's noticeably missing is Pigfoot and a Bottle of Beer.
Oh,
but
that's a famous song.
I know, but you do get St. Louis Blues, which
Yeah.
is from the one movie that she did.
Yeah.
So that's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say that Katrina talked about her struggle, and I did want to say that, you know, look, Bessie also was known for drinking and brawling, but I think that she was a product of the oppression of the time that all black people lived under, and that affected her greatly. But what she never allowed herself to become is a victim. She might have met a tragic end, but it wasn't because she did anything to herself.
Spoiler alert.
Other than, yeah, spoiler alert. You might want to cut this. You know,
I
she
ain't
drank.
editing any
She
of this.
drank. She drank to great excess, and had a few other vices. But she.
That's true. She is one of the very, like, most artists die tragically, you know, by overdose of some sort.
Yeah, age 27.
Yeah.
She made it all the way to 37.
All the way to 37. And I mean, you know, if let's not, maybe
Yeah,
for
no-
folks who don't know
Right.
how she went, we won't give
No,
it
no.
away. You have to see the show.
Yeah.
But that is an interesting thing about
Yeah.
her.
Her spirit sort of never died. I mean,
Yeah.
the spirit to push on,
Yeah.
to keep going.
Yeah.
That never died.
So one sort of final thought from both of you is like, I mean, it may be sort of obvious, but you know, what do you hope or expect audiences to sort of get or walk away from, or you know, what's one sort of thing you hope that audiences will take away from the experience of an encounter with Bessie Smith and her music and her glorious self?
Do you want to go first?
I feel like I kind of have, well, in a way, two. One is I hope that people have a better understanding of where the blues came from.
Yeah.
Where it started, how it started, what it sounded like when it started, because it's not the same as what we think of now when we think of the blues. And I said I had two, but maybe that's just what it is.
I think that's fabulous. Should we make that the last word for these three questions for director and star of
I think-
The Devil's Music, The
I-
Life and
yeah,
Blues
I-
of Bessie Smith?
I agree. I think
Yeah.
that's very important. And just also to know that she might have led a life full of turmoil and difficulty, that that is secondary to her tremendous impact
Yeah.
on the music and the artists that came after her.
Beautiful. And the other important thing is the date. So this is The Devil's Music, The Life and Blues of Bessie Smith, January 24th through February 22nd at Center Rep at the Lesher Center for the Arts in Walnut Creek. We'll see you there. I'll be there. I hope you'll be there. Bye.